You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, YNR fans, Belinda from Soap Dirt here, and we need to talk about Jordan Howard's violent plans. Now that she killed one person, it seems like she might be just getting started with her homicidal revenge endgame. Seth is dead, and we want to talk about who is next. Will Jordan kill again? And next time, will it be a Newman that's pushing up daisies? Please click subscribe if you have not. And now let's talk about all of this. Seth dies on the Tuesday, March 5th episode of Young and the Restless. And guess what? They gave him a last name finally in the same episode that they killed him. I personally think the only reason they gave him a last name, it's Morgan, by the way, was because they knew fans would say it was a pointless death that no one cared about, and they never even bothered to give him a full name. I think Josh Griffith thought, I'm going to give him a last name, and then people will care that he died. Dear Josh, we still don't care. Thanks, the fans. All right. So they give him this last name, but that didn't make Seth's death any more important or emotional for viewers. I don't think anybody cares one lick that Jordan made Seth into a human speed bump outside that seedy dive bar. The big question for me is whether Jordan will kill anyone of importance, or is it going to be a body count of extras and bit part players? Josh Griffith's writing to me is getting more lackluster by the day. I honestly cannot believe CBS Daytime hasn't woken up, smelled the coffee, and fired him. I would even take Chuck Pratt over wishy-washy Joshy right now. Can we start a petition? The only one worse than Josh Griffith, in my opinion, was the awful British hack Mal Young. Ugh, I didn't want to talk about that. I still have PTSD. Okay, back to Jordan Howard. First of all, her big villain finale really should have been during February sweeps. You know, nothing exciting came out of sweeps to me. Nothing springs to mind. And the fact that nothing springs to my mind, not a good sign. It was sleeps, not sweeps. And they just renewed YNR for 4 more years. Please, CBS, make it 4 years under a new head writer, you know? All right, Jordan's about to see this photo shoot of her great niece, Claire Howard, with her new Newman family in front of Victoria Newman's house on the Newman property. But really, Claire is staying under Victor's roof at the ranch where things are supposedly safer. I definitely think Claire is going to be a primary target of Jordan's for her supposed betrayal, and so is her mom. Official Young and the Restless spoilers for this Thursday say Jordan takes aim at Victoria Newman. That's the same day spoilers say Victoria realizes Jordan is in a whole new disguise. I just don't know how that dark wig and new glasses should throw the cops and the Newman security team off her trail, but I'm sure it'll work. Will Victoria survive her encounter with Jordan? I think so. I don't see Victoria falling prey to the monster and dying, but as crazy as Jordan is and as angry as she is at the Newmans, I suspect there could be at least one more fatality in store before it's all done. At least one person who's a recognizable face that we all know. You know, she might take out one or more of Victor's security team who comes for her. But in terms of a more personal kill, I don't think she's going to take out any of the brand name Newmans. Hayley Erin, by the way, is on contract as Claire Howard, so she should be safe from Jordan's wrath. She might get hurt, you know, but not fatally wounded. As for Eric Braeden as Victor, I cannot see YNR killing him off. Wildly unlikely. Same for Melody Thomas Scott as Nikki. And Nick Newman doesn't even seem to be part and parcel of this storyline, so Nick the Stick should be safe. But you know who might be dead meat at the hands of that mad woman? I could see there being danger ahead for one person, not a Newman, but Newman adjacent, an ex-spouse of a Newman, and the ex-lover of another Newman, but not a Newman themselves, and they could meet their maker. The person whose life I think could be on the line before all is said and done is Cole Howard. If you recall, he was once married to Victoria. Technically, they got married twice. They got married once and then had to get it annulled because they thought they were siblings. Ew. And then he remarried her. That would still just be skeevy to me. Anyway, and of course, he is Claire's father, and he's a past bed buddy of Nikki Newman, if you don't remember that. And I really suspect Josh Griffith brought Cole back just to let Jordan kill somebody important to Claire without killing off a Newman. Cole is expendable through and through. Realistically, they could have done this entire story without ever bringing J. Eddie Peck back as Cole. There was no reason to bring him back. They could have done the story just fine without him and said, oh, we called and told him and he can't get away from Oxford. Done. We don't need him. But they did. And to me, that means he is a red shirt. If you're a Star Trek fan, you'll get that reference. If not, it means he's cannon fodder, dead meat, a glorified extra that no one will miss if Jordan shoves him into traffic, shoots him, stabs him, poisons him, or hangs him. What I anticipate, and we'll see how it goes, is Cole may be fatally wounded protecting either Victoria or Claire. I think they'll give him some sort of heroic, sacrificial death. To be clear, though, I am not saying Cole is definitely dying. There are no spoilers. I don't lie to you guys. I don't make up stuff and tell you it's a spoiler when it's not. I tell you when we're having a what-if conversation. There are no spoilers confirming anybody's death except for Seth Morgan. I just hope poor Seth had a few drinks in him before Jordan pushed him into traffic, so maybe it wasn't so terribly painful. I don't think blunt force trauma from vehicular homicide is a very comfortable way to go. And I did predict Seth's death, and it came to fruition. I feel similarly strongly about the odds of Cole dying. Killing them both takes nothing away from anybody in Genoa City other than we can get some good Hayley Erin dramatic scenes as she mourns the death of the father she was just getting to know and love. And I bet Jordan would be infuriated if Cole took a bullet for one of the people she really hates and was aiming at. Then again, I honestly don't think Jordan minds the idea of killing someone blood related to her, like him or Claire. Jordan's unhinged. She is pursuing a vendetta that Josh Griffith invented when he invented the sister to Eve Howard. It was a total retcon. The only really good things to come from this story to me is to see Colleen Zenk back on a soap opera and that Y&R nabbed Hayley Erin, who is an amazing young actress. But otherwise, the story has been very problematic. Of course, longtime Young and Restless fans recall Hayley as younger Abby Newman, and now she's a whole new Newman, and I think she's killing it. Therefore, I don't see Jordan killing her. At this point, I feel like we're going to get 2 named character deaths before she's done. The first was Seth, who was a day player, really. And the second, I feel, is Cole, who is a short-term guest star in essence. Maybe a security guard dies. No one else we know, I don't think. In the end, I suspect they might kill off Jordan. We'll see. The same way they killed off Cameron Kirsten quickly and violently. Ashlyn Locke went that way too. I do like when they leave villains alive to come back another day. Oh, also they killed Jeremy Stark. That's 4 villains. So like Ian Ward and Marco Anicelli, they're still out there in an ongoing mystery threat. Crazy Patty, But Josh Griffith does things differently. He seems to be a villain killer. So we'll wait and see how it goes. But get ready to say goodbye to Seth. But you can save your Kleenex because it wasn't a sad ending, just a pointless death to an extra. So Josh Griffith can feel like he's delivering some sort of emotional drama on Y&R. I think he missed the mark. But I do worry about Cole, and I think his death will be a little sadder, not because fans are attached to him, but because I foresee Victoria and Claire having visceral reactions and them getting in some good scenes for their Emmy reels for next year. Please click subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely drop your comments on what you think about the one death and what's presumably at least one more death upcoming. Be sure and come back because we are talking Y&R 7 days a week. And as always, I'm Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.